Welcome to the segment that we've decided to call Ask the ECG. Well, for the months of April, May, June, we are supposed to be enjoying some form of subsidy on electricity. Many of you have been asking how realistically is that going to translate into the power that you are enjoying today. So we decided to put the ECG on so you can ask them all the related questions with regards what we are enjoying as announced by the president. Joining me in studio is the head of PR, the Electricity Company of Ghana, Mr. William Boateng, will answer all of your questions right here on the AM show. So here's what we're going to do. You can send me a WhatsApp number. We'll put the number on the screen shortly. We'll activate the phone lines. You can give me a call on 0302-2116-9102. So send me a message on WhatsApp. Join us via phone as well and ask all the questions that you want to ask. Mr. William Boateng, good morning to you and thank you for being here.
Good morning and thanks for having me.
Okay, great. We're respecting the social distancing directive. So even though he's here, this is how you're going to be seeing us pretty much for the rest of this conversation. So explain to us, first of all, this is going to be enjoyed in the month of April, May, June, correct?
Yes, effective date for the relief by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is to take effect immediately. And that is April, May, June. April, May, June, 3 months relief.
Okay.
Now is basically divided into two. The first category is the lifeline customers. And the lifeline customers, according to the PRC, are the low-income earners. We use the word vulnerable, but they are the low-income earners, and they consume between 0 to 50 units or kilowatt hours, 50 kilowatt hours. We are talking about a figure of 19 cedis, 26 pesos, almost 20 cedis. Let's take
a month.
A month.
Okay.
A month. Let's take note. Immediately you jump the 50. you jump the 50 units. You enter into another bracket.
Okay.
And those of us, including you and I, that we consume more than 50 units, we are going to receive a rebate of 50% on our match consumption. You should take note. So the benchmark, according to the president, is the match consumption. Okay. And so that's basically.
So if you spend 100 Ghana cedis in March, going forward, how will this translate into? Is it the benchmark is the 100 cedis that you use?
Yes.
So 50% it means I'll be paying 50 cedis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So if I use an example of 300 units for residential customer, that translates into almost 200 Ghana cedis, 196. That's almost 200 Ghana cedis, 196 cedis point something. Let's round it up to 200. It means that come April, you are benefiting an amount of, or you benefit from about 100 Ghana cedis because it has been halved by the president.
Okay.
Now the implementation modalities is such that because we run two basic metering system in this country, we have the postpaid and the prepaid. For the postpaid, we don't have a problem because immediately they receive their April bill, they will see their match. Definitely, we have their consumption for March. So for the postpaid, we come manually, we come and read every month, then we give you your bill the ensuing month. Now, when we come and give you your April bill, you see the match relief on it, government subsidy, 50%, then we discount it. So definitely you see it. I mean, it is clear. I mean, that transparency, there's no problem. The challenge is with the prepaid.
Okay.
Where we go and then we purchase the electricity from the vendors before we come and use.
Okay.
Now with the prepaid, we have two types of prepaid system. We have the smart metering system and we have the non-smart. When we use the non-smart, it's not analog too, but you see, it said that it cannot communicate with the server. You can't use the internet to give the meter that type of information we're talking about. So he said that you have to go to the vendor and then you go and purchase physically. You have to move. Now with the smart, you can sit at the comfort of your home. You can use our app and easily you can buy electricity. That category, in terms of the smart, we don't have a problem at all. because come me, we have decided to effect the benefit from me, just to ensure uniformity. So we decided that, okay, let's go for May, beginning of May, if you heard from my sector minister, honorable sector minister. So we'll give you your credit that you are due in May. So beginning of the May, we will remotely send you your credit or your relief.
So you're going to add on to the power that I have already purchased?
Yes.
So I have, for instance, I bought April, just before the lockdown. I don't think I'm going to buy power anytime soon. But you're saying that if I buy, say, ending of the month, or I even bought next month, I would see, and mine is what you put in the smart category, because I'm able to do it via the app. I would see, if I was buying 200 Ghana cedis, and the benchmark was maybe 100 Ghana cedis, so 50.
Yes.
What would I see? An additional 50 cedis on top of what I have bought?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's clear. You can decide not to come to any of them, or you can decide not to buy electricity for me when you are using the smart metering system. Come May, we just send you your relief.
Okay.
According to what the president instructed.
Okay. I have a question. Back to those, where you started from, those who buy less than 20 Ghana cedis. If you live in a compound house, even though that's how much you consume, but the meter is 1, how do you enjoy this benefit? Because individually, you use less than 20 Ghana cedis, like 19 Ghana cedis, but collectively, you use about 200 Ghana cedis.
That is true. That's the compound house effect. We are dealing more or less with the meter. So if there's a meter in that house, that is the customer we are dealing with.
Okay. So the meter is the customer and not the person.
No, because of the effect of the compound house, that's the best way you can explain it. So they all contribute. You'll be contributing 20 Ghana. We have cases where every week or every 3 days, one of the tenants will go and buy 20 cedis, yes, or 10 cedis. That's okay. It's cumulative effect of all. We sum it up. End of the month, we've purchased a total of 200 Ghana cedis. Of course, they will benefit from the 100 Ghana cedis. So what it means that come May, instead of you contributing 20 cedis as a tenant in the compound house, you contribute 10 cedis. So it's the same effect, so to speak. Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you don't have a personal meter, but at least their relief will definitely affect you.
Okay, but this cuts across so that you're not discriminating in any way. There are people who have said, for instance, that it means those who consume a lot more will benefit more. So this benefits the very rich and not the very poor that we're seeking to relieve.
I'm not too sure about that. Because they also consume more, so they pay more, so to speak. So I think that it's fair. I think that it is fair because it's also a form of financial assistance, or what you call stimulus package for industries. If you come to multimedia and I look at your numbers, when we're running the machine with some industries, it's huge. Some are buying as much as 50,000 a month, and so definitely it's a good relief for all of us. If you are a barber, you are a seamstress, the situation we are in, the lockdown and the fact that because of the coronavirus, economic activities, naturally they are all coming down. I think that's a very good relief. If you take 300 units, for example, for non-residential, they are the commercial, we are talking about 300 Ghana cedis a month. Now, come May, you have a relief of 150 for the next 3 months and 3 months, and I think that it's a good relief. If you look at the ones you are interested I'm talking about the lifeline customers. If you take ECG operational area, entire operational area, we are talking about more than 1 million customers enjoying that free electricity that the president made mention of. 1 million. If you take
when you say those who won't pay anything at all,
that's the lifeline customers we are talking about, and that's about 1 million of them. In fact, to be precise, about 1,053,000 and over within ECG. When you go to Nedco, we are talking about almost 600,000, about 560 something thousand. Now in total, we are talking about more than 1.6 million customers in this country that will enjoy the free electricity or the total absorption by the government for the month of April, May, June. Now, to get a clearer picture, what it means is that since you will see or feel the effects come, we are in April, May, it means that May you get the relief, June you get the relief, and July.
Okay.
3 months instead of April, May, June.
Okay.
I hope you are with me.
Yes.
Yes. So I think that is the same.
So if I got a 50% discount and it was 50 cedis, then I'll get the same. I'll enjoy in May, I'll enjoy in June, and I'll enjoy in July.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the challenges that you foresee? Because I thought initially you have to recalibrate or some technical things that you have to do.
Yes. You know, we have a lot of metering systems. We use different type of meters. So we had to immediately go to work. With the postpaid, it was more simpler to program it to reflect for the postpaid where we go and share the bills. It's the prepaid that because we have different metering systems, we have to go and configure the system and let them match to the directive or program it. You know, you need a
Are you configuring code. The meters, the physical meters?
No,
or you're doing
no, not necessarily. We are talking about from the server, from the base stations, and then you have to program it in such a way that it will reflect the directive.
Okay.
Yes, you know, beyond that, we also have meters that are very old, so to speak. They are around their due course. Talking about very old prepayment meters that customer have to count physically and come and give us the card before we can determine their consumption. We have to work on all those things. So we have been working at the office.
Okay, great. But you know, as this came up, we also spoke to some energy analysts as well. And you know, the warning was beware of what you take for free because it will come back and bite you. The other worry has been ECG itself. We know, you know, government debt to the ECG and how it's usually a problem. So how are you going about this? In basic terms, are you presenting a certain cost to government? Have you done it already? Do you know But Salia is on the line. Let me speak to Salia and then I'll come back to you, Mr. Boateng. Yeah. Salia is in Damongo. Good morning, Salia.
Good morning.
Great, you're on air. Let's hear
you. Please, I want to find out with those who are using the system, let's assume that I bought April 56, which is more than the category that belongs to the free. So how do I get the 50% of it? Am I going to buy again, then they will credit it in the card, or I will not go and then they will credit it to the card only? Okay,
hang on. Do you physically take your card to go and buy electricity?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So you want to know how it's going to work?
How am I going to benefit? Whether I will be at home and then it will be credited, or I'll go to the vendor and then they will credit it there.
Great. All right. Thank you very much, Sally. Mr. Boateng.
Yeah.
I think you talked about it.
Yes, that will be the same process. The customer will definitely have to visit the vendor before he or she can be credited with the relief package. Come May.
So you will not see this in April. You see this reflect rather in May when you go.
Yes.
Well, is there a certain time, or just from the first May when you start going to the ECG to go and buy?
We are even pleading that because of the COVID-19, we shouldn't rush on the first day of May, so that we can at least give ourselves some spacing.
Okay.
Because when you come even late as May, you can decide to go on the last day of May. Okay. So long as you are a first time purchaser, we are going to purchase for the first time, the system will recognize you and we are coming.
So if I don't buy at all May, June, would it still be carried forward for me?
Yes.
Okay.
We have some customers that buy credit in bulk. People go deposit 2,000 when they consume around 300 a month. It doesn't matter. Come September, the first day you come and visit us with your card,
you
definitely to reflect. Yes.
All right.
We have programmed it such that to recognize the relief approved by the government.
Let's go to Kaswa Abam from Memuna is joining us on the line. Good morning to you. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, Memuna, good morning. You're on air. Let's hear you.
Please, good morning. Please, I want to know about the prepaid. Yeah, good morning.
Okay, Memuna, turn down the volume on your television, okay, so that we can speak via the phone
please, I
only.
want to know about the prepaid.
Okay, what about it exactly?
I normally buy 200 cedis for every week.
Every week you buy 200?
Yes, every week 200 cedis. So I want to know how I will benefit from that 50%.
Okay, all right, Memuna, I think you missed just the earlier presentation, but we'll go over it. Mustafa is also in Kaswa. Mustafa, morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Mustafa, please turn down the volume on your television set. Kindly turn down the volume on your television set so
okay,
when you call us.
All right.
You've done that? Hello, Mustafa.
Yeah, hello?
Mustafa, let's go.
Oh, okay, thank you. They asked me when will the ban be lifted on issuing new meters?
When are they issuing new meters?
Yeah, I think they're currently a ban on it.
Okay. Do you have a personal challenge?
No.
Okay. Can you explain yourself a little further? Like where in Kaswa exactly? Hello, Mustafa.
Yeah, hello?
Where in Kaswa are you?
Abomro.
Okay. And whether they were supposed to install meters and they said because of the pandemic there was a hold?
No. Before the pandemic there was a hold. I think they said they placed a ban on issuing new meters.
Oh, okay. Did they give you reasons?
Yeah. But we wanted an additional meter, so.
But what did they say to you? What was the excuse? Hello, Mustafa.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I'm asking you these questions so that Mr. Boateng can help you specifically. Otherwise, if it's blank, if it's very vague, then it'll be difficult.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking the reasons they gave you.
Well, they said the government placed the ban. I think it was when they had an issue with the EPS to ECG kind of transition.
Okay, and which office did you deal with?
The amount from...
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
And also, hold on.
Yes, I'm here.
And also, I bought a credit. So we normally buy 100 cedis prepaid. We go to the vendor to buy. So we don't know how we are going to get the benefits in May.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go to Idrisu. Idrisu is in Techimak. Idrisu, good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you. Hello, Idrisu. Okay, we seem to have lost you there, Idrisu. But Mr. Boateng, maybe you can address the questions that have come in.
Okay.
Everybody's asking, what would I enjoy? Like we've been saying it. Yes, so please say it one more time.
I heard the lady. It does not matter how many times you went to purchase electricity. It's the total. We sum up the entire month. That is your consumption for the month. We are dealing with your consumption for the month.
Okay, so if Memuna bought 204 times in March,
the total,
then the total will be 800. That will be the consumption.
Yes.
And what she would enjoy will be half of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So it's very simple.
Okay, so Memuna, you won't see that reflect right now when you go and buy electricity, but you should see it in May going forward. Mustafa has a specific issue with a ban on meters.
Yes, we had a challenge. We had a challenge in terms of the numbers, and so we decided that we will prioritize the installation of the meters or the distribution of the meters to customers. We decided that we will pay attention to new service applicants, and so we started serving them. I am
so not
sure
people who need additional.
Yes, I am sure that the issues to do with separate meters. Then unfortunately we were confronted with this COVID-19 threat, and so I am sure that going forward we will definitely take a second look.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a timelines to it?
Oh, that would have been, I don't know whether it's specially opened or because I still heard the president say that we should still maintain the distance and all the protocols. But I'm sure that we'll have a meeting this week and then take a decision the way forward.
All right, you can have a virtual meeting.
You see,
haven't started.
but staff would definitely have to go to the photo store.
Yeah.
And then you need a third party contractors to work, and it's still the threat of the COVID.
Yeah.
So we should be mindful of our collective responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Kwame is in Osu. Good morning, Kwame.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Thanks for calling. Let's hear you.
Okay. Please, my problem is I live at Osu, and I may be living where I live in, let's say, in just, and I would like to know if I move to a new place, whereby is a new meter, am I going to get a transfer of my package onto the new meter?
Okay, and you're asking this so you know if you'll be able to enjoy the subsidy.
Exactly, because where I live, I've paid over 200 gas subsidies already.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if I move to the new place, how much is this subsidy?
Okay, this is a very
Whereby
good
it's a new
question.
meter, nobody has used it before.
Okay, all right. Kwame, very good question. We'll get the answers. Let's go to Abdul Ganiyu. Good morning, Abdul.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're on. Let's hear you.
Yes, my name is Abdul Ganiyu Mankar. We're calling from Savannah region.
Okay.
I think I will say good morning to your viewers and good morning to the PR of ECG. My question is, if you are in a renting house and you struggle to get what is the name, a meter, and it is a time to get to your own house. I don't know. Sometimes that you can't find the meter that you were using in the renting house or a different area to what is the name, another area. So, but hereby the situation is getting a meter from these people is very difficult. They will toss you. Sometimes some people will even sell the meter for you. I don't know.
Okay, so you sound like you've had a personal experience.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have seen that. For me, myself, I have seen that. So sometimes I don't know if they can do things easy for us.
Okay, and making it easier for you is to carry the meter when you move from your present. Okay, all right. We'll get him to address it. Thank you very much. I think it's similar to Kwame's question. Wilson is in Doma Hinkro. Wilson, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, please, I want to find out. Suppose in March I bought 100 Ghana cedis, but in May I want to buy 150 cedis. How would the calculation be?
Okay, well, the calculation is strictly based on your March consumption. May doesn't count.
Fine. So I'll get the 50% of
On your May consumption for the next 3 months.
the next 50 cedis.
Yes. Okay, Wilson. Mr. Boateng would talk about it a lot more, so thank you for calling. Now, let's address the last 3 questions that have come in, Mr. Boateng. We started with Kwame in Osu, who is moving to a new place, spent quite a bit on the meter that he's on presently. How is he able to enjoy the subsidy on the fresh meter?
In fact, it's one of the few exceptional cases that we are going to handle.
Okay.
It has never occurred to us, but I told you from the outset that we are dealing with the meter. And so probably the gentleman needs to negotiate with a new tenant who is taking over from his end.
Oh.
And because there's no way we can do anything about it. We are dealing with the meter, and it's the meter that we are going to give the relief. I mean, the meter is the same customer. I mean, the meter owns it. The meter is owned by a customer. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Yes. And
so what's the alternative? I'm just thinking about negotiate with the person taking over your old meter.
Yes,
so the person can give the relief
the
to you.
Yes, that the government is giving. Can you give me maybe in cash or something?
But ECG can't do anything about it?
Yes, we can't do anything about it. I don't know how you decide that we are transferring. How do we explain this to anybody? That the person can say, how do we know it is the truth? How do we know I don't know where you get me. It's a bit complicated. I am supposed to get a relief
but
to a
I'm also
particular
thinking
meter.
that it is not fair. Okay, so let's box it with what Abdul also asked. Why can't you carry your old meter with you everywhere you go?
We are discouraging that. I agree that acquiring a meter, you have to go through processes and sometimes the up and downs. But our resolve, as I speak, is to flood the market with meters. I think that management is very unhappy about the current situation. And so can give us some time. We've done some procurement and definitely to reach a stage where we are going to run almost a day. I mean, when you apply for a new meter, I'm telling you.
So do you have the meters?
We don't have the numbers now to meet the demand. That's why we have the challenge where I told you that we are now paying attention more to the new service.
So that's why you're rationing more.
Yes, more like for the new service applicants.
Okay.
Until we have sufficient to take care of separate meters. Yes, but going forward, that is the plan going forward.
Okay.
That's the
So
plan.
Abdul, unfortunately, you can't carry your old meter with you. You still have to go through the challenge of trying to get a new meter until it is totally resolved.
But when it comes to new service, we don't have a problem with new service.
I was just thinking about Kwame's issue again. Why can't the ECG negotiate with the new, in this case, the person taking over his meter, so it's not Kwame and that person?
No, I am thinking more. That I'm sure, unless you don't own the house, but if there's a landlord, I mean, definitely you are moving. You the user of the meter. The landlord is aware that you purchase. I mean, the documents and the data is available, and definitely they know that this is a relief that is coming to the meter. Why can't you do something about it to cushion you, because you used it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if everybody would be reasonable enough to make it easier on the person who used to use the meter who is now leaving.
Because I'm sure that if you are a tenant, somebody is also coming to occupy. I don't know whether you get the picture where people are moving in and somebody is moving out, and he also has a relief on the meter that he left, and he's also coming here. So I think there should be some negotiation. Or else we are going to have problem with the system, because our operating system we have programmed already.
But Mr. Wan, I see people coming to your office even after moving out and bringing the cost on an old meter they used and presenting it as basis to get the subsidy, even though they are on a fresh meter.
We don't have a problem. I said that it's going to be some of the few exceptional cases we are going to handle. And so let's implement it. Okay. And those that have that peculiar...
Okay, so let me ask you a practical question. If I came to your office sometime in May or June,
yes,
and even though I have moved out, so I am Kwame, I've moved out of Osu, I'm now in Teshi with a new meter, but I have the records to show that when I was in Osu in March, I spent 600 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
So I'm entitled to a 300 Ghana cedis subsidy. What would you do?
Is somebody occupying that place? Is somebody using that previous meter? Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. These are one of...
I'm making it practical, so I'm answering your question. Nobody's using it. Nobody's using it.
No, but yeah, so we look at the merit of the case, then we can do something about that.
Okay.
This is a peculiar situation.
Okay, great.
We can visit the meter or we know what to do.
Okay, I like the response, because it means something can be done
because it's not a general rule, so
okay,
it's no big deal.
Great. Let's go to some of your messages on WhatsApp now. This one says, good morning. I want to know those who are using prepaid cards, how are they going to be covered by the 50%? I think we've talked about it. John is asking this question. Let's see, this one says, kindly do not call my WhatsApp number, it's only for WhatsApp messages. How do you know whether your meter is electronic or non-electronic? Is also another question that has come through. This one says, good morning, Mama. We asked Mr. Boateng, how much will a new applicant spend in acquiring a meter? This one also says, we have not been served with a bill for March. Does it mean we're going to pay both March and April combined, because they do a lot of disconnections? They do a lot of disconnections in my area when you don't pay your bill within the given period. That's from Kofi in Agona and Sabah. Maybe I shall allow you to address these questions that have come through.
we are not, as of now, we are not disconnecting.
You are not disconnecting?
We are not disconnecting because of what we have found ourselves in.
Okay.
So we are not doing any disconnection.
This is across the country?
Across the country,
okay.
It's a directive. So we are not disconnecting. But going forward, of course, you receive the bill, and definitely I told you that you see the relief. You'll be discounted the March consumption half.
Okay.
Yeah, will be taken care of by the government.
All right. This one says, please ask why always, let's see. Please ask him why you always have to type your password before you can log in the app. Can't they do it like if you log in once, then that's all. Then anytime you open the app, you have to enter password. It makes it boring. All right, okay, that's feedback for you, Mr. Boateng. This one says, apologies, there are some people who are still calling the line, making it very difficult in reading the messages, but I'll try my best as much as possible. This one says, we in the Hohoi areas, our postpaid meters have not been read for the month of March, i.e. for a period of more than 31 days. Won't that affect the bills, since the bill is calculated on the amount of consumption over a period of usually a month, i.e. 30 to 31 days? Afonya, okay, is sending this message. But let's go to the phone line. So, Mr. Boateng, please remember this question.
Yeah,
Robert is in Kanishi. Hello, Uncle Robert.
Yeah, good morning, Mama V.
Good morning. You sound like you are up. Is it because the lockdown was lifted?
Mama, how are you?
I am very well. I hope you're keeping safe.
Yeah, I'm also doing well.
All right. You asked for ECG. ECG is here.
Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Boateng, why are they refusing, or they are discouraging us for us to move our meter to a new location? Because normally the hustle you go through before you get a meter, it's very difficult to get a meter. And you see the borrow boys, the tech people rather taking money from you, and those. You go to the office, it will take you so many months to get it. So they should.
Did it happen to you, Uncle Rob?
Pardon?
Did it happen to you?
Is that the day of?
Did it happen to you? Did you have to go through that challenge?
When I was moving from World House from Russia to from Mataiko to Russia, it happened.
Okay.
You see, you have to go through a whole lot of rigorous this before you get meter. And so when I was moving to Kanishi to have to leave the meter there. You see, so why they should have that system whereby we can go in for our meter, and then when we are moving to the new location, we can take our meter there, so that we don't go through this hustle.
Yeah.
Mama,
all right.
I want to remind you, so that you remind the metro director at Kanishi, how we call it, Okaku South. Kanishi, the first floor has not been disinfected.
The first what?
The first floor of Kanishi Market.
Oh, okay.
Has not been disinfected.
How do you know that?
You said?
How do you know that?
Yeah, let me tell you. The first day they were doing the disinfected, they were saying that the people cannot move their things from the place. Because they are full staff there. Up to now, it has not been done. So
okay.
I just want to remind them.
Okay, great. All right, I
you.
like that. Thank you. Justice is in Mampong. Good morning, Justice.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Hello, Justice?
Yeah, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my problem is with the fact that their ECG's app, the app they just launched, it's not working. I don't know whether you can address it, but it's not working.
Okay, when you say it's not working, like what's the challenge exactly when you try to log on?
No, when you try to purchase, you can't purchase. It will be turning around. Then it will tell you the network is bad or something.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm wondering that in this area when we asked to stay open, it's not being asked. You know that it's in your interest to stay. So why would you have such a challenge? Again, their hotline is also not working. 0302611611.
That's quite surprising.
Oh, when you call, nobody picks, or it doesn't simply just go?
It doesn't go through at all.
Okay, give me the number again. 0302
611 611.
611. Okay, thank you, Justice. Echo, my producer will try and call that number live on air. Let's see if it goes through. Abraham is in Asokore Mampong. Abraham, good morning.
Good morning, Namandi.
Yes, sir. I hope you're keeping safe.
Yeah, even though government says we can go around, we are keeping safe.
Nice. Okay, let's hear
you. Thank you. I downloaded the app. I wanted to buy online, and the message is that my phone, my meter is not a smart one.
Okay.
So I couldn't fetch it. But this directive that they brought, that you can't move with your meter, then they should have given in each house a meter. If ECG has given a house a meter, then it means you own the meter, so I cannot move with the meter. So if I have purchased my own meter, paid everything about it, spent months or years, as the earlier caller said, and I've acquired the meter.
And you even have your name on it.
Leave the meter there and go through the hassle again. Then it is very bad. So tell the PRO that each house should be provided a meter, so that when I'm going, I can't go with a meter.
Okay, Abraham, he actually heard you. I don't have to tell him. Thank you very much, for calling as well. Let's see if we can do one more call, and then we'll address the issues that have come up. Joseph, good morning, Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Joseph is in Winneba. Joseph, okay, I can hear you now. Let's go.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joseph.
Hello.
Hi, Joseph, I can hear you. Kindly turn down the volume on your television set, okay, so we can speak through the phone.
Okay, so I wanted to know, I've been trying to get...
Hello, Joseph?
Okay, I've been trying to get a new meter, and then for since last year, they came around. Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, Joseph, listen, I have to drop this call. You have to turn down the volume on your television of this conversation. Unfortunately, I have to let you go on that. This is where we have to end the phone calls for now. Mr. Boateng, kindly address the issues that have come up.
Let me take the one who called from, I think, Volta region. And he made mention of the fact that...
that would be a message that I read.
Okay. He made mention of the fact that we've not read his meter.
It gave a certain period, 31 days within which...
Yeah, but that is true, yes. We have a reading cycle of 30 days, minus or plus 3.
Okay.
But that is not a problem at all. Because immediately
How is that not a problem? Because if they have not read, and they come and read late...
No, we definitely, it's a cycle, so we definitely do the 30 days span. So we can, if there's no access, for example, at your end, of course, we still come and bill you. But because we can take the meter, to definitely reset the machine or the system or recalculate the monthly 30 days.
Okay.
So the cycle will definitely get you.
But I have a question. Why hasn't the meter been read?
No, I don't know.
Within the period?
No, I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening as I said, whether there was no access. But I'm just giving the general understanding of how these things are done.
Okay.
If we don't even get access, we give you a bill because we can easily estimate you. Anytime we get the real.
So would it affect what he would enjoy in terms of the subsidy?
It will not. It will not. It will not.
All right. When on the issue of why can't he carry your meter with you, Abraham was also on that same issue.
We made mention of the fact that we are discouraging the removal of meters or carrying it as a personal property. It is the property of electricity company of Ghana.
But I have my name on it.
Yes, but you pay for the installation and maintenance of the meter. You have not bought the meter. That's why we write on it property of the electricity company.
So you determine where it should be.
And we can easily go to our system and drive straight to where that meter has been installed for us to analyze whatever we want from the meter. So we don't encourage the meter to be moved. As a policy, we don't allow the movement of the meter.
Okay, but with all the comments that are coming through,
but that, I apologize.
That you've heard.
No, it's not the first. I'm on my knees. I told you that going forward, we'll make meters available. So that you don't even...
Kojobi. This sounds very simple.
But that's exactly what we are going to do. With the smart prepaid, come May, we will wire remotely, and then we inform them that we have given them their relief, the 50% relief. So there's no problem. I told you where the challenge is where you have to physically visit our vending point because you are using the non-smart prepaid meter.
Okay, this one says, my name is Charles. I bought over 100 cedis credit with ECG app and didn't reflect in my account. I'm told it's because mine uses token number. What should I do to retrieve my money, and what can ECG do to include token number meters in the app?
Token number. In fact, the app tells you where you get the token. There is an information on the app. Immediately you vend or you purchase online, it will inform you that you need to punch your token number. If you have a challenge, you call the contact center. They will take you through the steps. In fact, on our website, you have even the information about how these things are loaded and how you can apply. So there's no problem. If it delays, yes, I've had instances where they call and they inform that they have purchased electricity via the Momo, but they are unable to enjoy, or it's not hitting their meter. And I tell them to hold on because of the challenge with the internet and so on and so forth. But we are working on it. Going forward, we are trying to replace or wire or improve our fiber optic lines so that it will.
Okay, this one says, good morning. If I used to buy 40 cedis every month, that means I should buy 20 cedis? Is a question. It doesn't work out like that, does it?
No, it does. Come May, if you know your consumption pattern, how much you buy every month. So you know you buy 200 Ghana, you go May, you buy your 100, you get the 100 for your benchmark of half of what you consume in March.
Okay.
You are good to go.
So if you buy the 20 cedis, you should see 40 reflect?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds simple enough. My producer is still trying to call the call center. I think the initial feedback I got was they're not picking up. But what time do they work? Because it's just 10 minutes after 8. Mr. Boateng, what time does the call center start working?
It's almost 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Call center, so I expect them to pick the call.
Okay, all right. We'll see the challenge that they have with the app. I think we have just about some 3 minutes to wrap up on this. I want to see if I can read some more messages and see if we can get some answers. This one says, please kindly let Mr. Boateng explain which of the meters or cards are smart. Benana Boateng in Tema. Mr. Boateng.
Oh, they know the smart ones and the non-smart. I made mention of the fact that the ones that you go to the vendor, you purchase electricity, and remotely the units is sent to your meter. It is the smart. And the ones that use the card, you have to show the card on the meter before you go, and you go to the vendor and pay. That's the non-smart. So it's very simple.
All right.
One communicates with the meter directly. You don't use any card, and one you use the card. So the smart, you don't use any card, because it's remotely transferred to the meter, and the other you have to use the card before
all right.
you can.
So following Justice's call, we've called the call center. My producer is putting it through so we can all hear what they say. Mr. Boateng, this is your hotline, no? We're waiting to see if we can get a response. I mean, the whole idea is just to try. There's a challenge with it.
Yes.
Then they can work on it. So, but I want to believe that there's a lot of calls that come through every day.
Yes. So sometimes you are on hold while they are attending.
All our agents are currently busy, and your call is very important to us. So please do not hang up.
Oh, okay.
An agent will be with you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I guess we've had a response. We can let go now. Or? Okay. Let's see. So maybe, Justice, you might want to try that number again. We've just tried it. Sounds like it's working, except that you have to hold for a while because the agents are busy, apparently, but somebody will attend to you. This one says, kindly let the ECG PRO explain if they're given to the non-smart prepaid customers 50% more of what you buy or 50% of what you use per month, because they're different. They're two different things. Secondly, why do I pay for a meter and the ECG writes on it that it is the property of ECG? All right. The first leg of it, I think we've explained it.
Yes. I said that is the property of ECG. What you paid for is the installation and maintenance of the system and the network. so to speak. So, I mean, anytime your meter is down, we come and replace free of charge, and so on and so forth. But that is what you've paid for. It is not your property.
Okay, this one says, how much is government institutions, department, and offices going to benefit from the 1 billion Ghana cedis? Let me put it this way: are MMDAs also going to benefit just like we're all benefiting?
And for that, that was the directive.
Okay.
They said all. So the lifeline, it has been absorbed. It's a waiver for 3 months. They are not paying,
including government agencies.
And then half of what you consume, match the benchmark.
Okay.
We should half it, and all.
Okay.
So multimedia part.
We are private. We're not MMDA.
My Ministry of Energy will also benefit. Okay. My Honorable Minister will also benefit.
All the ECG offices will also
benefit. Yes, okay. Because they bill us as a going concern.
This is a question I asked earlier. Has ECG presented a certain bill to government that this is it, or you're just working within the 1 billion?
No, if you saw the numbers that the minister made mention of, it means that we gave him some numbers. And so we did a projection. We had a series of meetings before the decision was finally taken. And so come May, we give them the actual, and then they give us our money.
You give them the actual in May, and then they'll give you the money.
Yeah, but
have they given any money at all?
From where I sit, I don't have that information. I'm not privy to that information. Okay. But I know that we ran the numbers and they will submit it to government. So because we have to pay, but let's get this straight. We have a system. It's a value chain. The IPPs, the VRAs, the grid codes, they are expecting their money.
So government is dealing with ECG and not the power producers in this case?
Per se. Okay. Because we run the numbers, they give us our money and then we pay them. Okay. Of course, the government can decide that how much do you pay the IPPs. I do the mathematics and I'll
pay from source.
Yes, and I give you. It's the same thing. It's a matter of just a proof that I've paid.
Okay. So as it is now, ECG doesn't know exactly how much this is going to cost until we cross the May line.
We know based on the projection. I have the figures. If you give me a meter, I can give you. In fact, the minister made mention of it. How much they are spending on ECG?
Okay.
Almost 744 million for the 3 months.
My worry as a consumer.
Yes.
See, the thing is, we don't just want to enjoy you. We want continuous electricity. So if this is going to create a problem, I'll be in that group that says then take your free take your subsidy.
It will not.
So we just want to be sure that governments will do what they've said they will do. They will pay ECG, because if they don't pay, then it will become all of our problem.
They have to pay us. I can assure you, and they will pay us.
So when are you jossing them for your money?
You have not implemented it. You are going to joss.
Okay.
But we gave them the numbers, the projection. We gave them the revenue base. Okay. So they have the figures.
All right.
And that's why they told you how much they are spending.
One thing, I pray and hope that when they are not paying you, let us know so we can say some for you.
Yes.
Definitely. I want to say thank you for your time. Obviously, we had lots of questions. We couldn't possibly tackle all of them, but I hope that the conversation has helped in filling some of the blank spaces and the questions that you had on your mind. Mr. Boateng, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay. All right. Stay with us. This is the AM show. We promised you we'll get behind the science, the reason the lockdown has been lifted. So we've got plenty of conversations up next here on the AM show. Please stay with us.